linked me up with our police attaches at the American Embassy. Whom I kept in touch with. The embassy prepared the response. I was notified of it, and I went to the embassy and I picked the response. That response was filed in the case file.
Ebbaluwa yafunibwa era ne bankwasaganya n'abasirikale abalala abakola ku embassy ya America, era ebbaluwa neemalirizibwa neewandiikibwa neŋŋendayo nenjifuna era nenjitwala era kweri ku fayiro.
How can you identify the letter that you say you authored for the signature of your supervisor and the response you got from the embassy?
My Lord, I can identify that letter by the signature of my supervisor.
Ebbaluwa eyo nsobola kugimanyira ku signature oba ku mukono gwa supervisor wange.
About the response you got from the embassy?
Can you identify it only by the signature?
Only
anything else?
Signature? Okay. Most obliged, my lord.
Signature, the date when I drafted it.
When?
It was on 9th of April 2026.
Anything else?
The contents in it.
Ebbaluwa eyo wenjiraba nsobola kugimanyira ku mukono gwa mukama wange ennaku z'omwezi lwe yabagibwa nga 9 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026 n'ebigirimu.
About the response that you got from the embassy?
My Lord, the response from the embassy was that the 2 passports were genuinely issued to Christopher Okello Onyum. The report.
What do you mean by genuinely issued? Are you talking about authentic?
Yes, they are genuinely issued to him.
Ebyokuddamu ebyali mu bbaluwa gye najja ku embassy byali biraga nti ku passport zino 2 zitwazuula zaweebwa Okello Christopher mu butuufu.
The report also indicated that the embassy had any known criminal record or any criminal charge against Okello while in the US.
Era mu lipoota eyo emu mwali kiragiddwa bulungi nti embassy ya America Okello tebamulinaako musango gwonna gwali gumanyiddwa nti yaguzza mu America oba gwali muvunaaniddwa.
The report further indicated that they had any knowledge about his mental health.
Era report yagenda maaso n'erambika nti yo nga embassy yali terina kyemanyi ku bikwata oba ku ntegeera ye.
Look at the documents, confirm to court what they are.
My Lord, before me is a copy of a letter that I drafted for the signature of my supervisor. dated 9 April 2026.
Dated
9 April 2026.
Nkyenkutte ye kopi ebbaluwa gye nabaga okutwalira mukama wange okuteekako omukono gwe ng'era yabagibwa ennaku z'omwezi 9 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026.
Addressed to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Era yali ewandiikirwa kubanga egende wa Permanent Secretary.
Does it contain
Ministry of
the request that you have told court?
Yes, my lord.
What was the question?
My lord,
Sorry, I missed it.
yes, the request is whether the letter contains the requests that he has told court. About the next document.
The next document is a response from the Embassy of United States of America, dated 13th of April 2026. It's addressed to the Inspector General of Police.
Does it bear reference?
Yes, my lord. The reference is a response to a request for information to support investigations via Ggaba CRB 026/2026.
Investigation via Ggaba
CRB 026/2026.
Does it contain the response that you have told court?
Yes, my lord.
Ekiwandiiko kino ekyokubiri yenziramu okuva ku embassy eya USA oba eggwanga erya America ng'eriko ennaku z'omwezi 13 omwezi ogwokuna 2026 ng'era bagiwandiikira inspector yono wa poliisi ng'era eddamu nti kwe kuddamu okusaba okuyambibwako mu kunoonyereza ku musango ogwa Ggaba CRB 026 Kasaze 2026.
My lord, I pray to tender.
Who is the author of the second letter?
Who signed off the second letter?
The person who signed the second letter is John W.
Yes,
My lord, allow me spell this name.
please.
Please go ahead.
ALSUP.
In what capacity?
The capacity of supervisory special agent, overseas criminal investigator,
Supervisory special
agent in bracket double SA
in bracket.
double SA
Yes.
overseas.
Is that close bracket?
Yeah.
When do we close the bracket after A?
Please.
SSA?
SSA, you close the brackets.
Okay.
Then you go to the next. The next is overseas criminal investigator in brackets OCI. Close the brackets. Next is the regional security officer, in bracket, RSO, close the bracket, and consular affairs, in bracket, CA, U.S. Embassy, Uganda.
Lord, I pray to tender the letters as exhibits.
Who is making a response?
No objection, ma'am.
Okay, the request letter, which was authored by Madame Chelimo Beata, Deputy Director CID, to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and is dated 9th of April 2026, is admitted as a prosecution exhibit and it is marked PEX 12A. And the response from the American Embassy is admitted also and marked PEX 12B.
Ebbaluwa isooka eyaweebwayo Madam Chelimo eriko ennaku z'omwezi nga 9 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026 yateekayo okusaba ekkiriziddwa mu kkooti ng'ekizibiti ky'oludda oluwaabi era n'erambibwa enamba ya 12 era n'okuddamu okuva ku Embassy ya America naye erambiddwa ng'ekizibiti ky'oludda oluwaabi namba 12 ba.
Okay, James. Other than that, did you do anything else?
Yes, my lord. Still in the same search, where we recovered a sanitary medical report, I also drafted a letter for the signature of my supervisor. The letter was addressed to the management of IHK, requesting them to verify whether this medical report was duly issued by IHK. 2, we also requested for the hospital to avail police a certified copy of the report. 3, we also requested for any other information. I delivered the letter to my supervisor. She signed it in my presence. And after I delivered it to IHK, it was received. After a few days,
Interpret that, please.
Tera twali tunoonyereza mu maka gavunaanibwa twazuula ripooti z'eddwaliro ezoogera ku mbeera y'obulamu bwe era n'empandiika ebbaluwa n'engitwalira mukama wange nga tusaba nga tuwandiikira eddwaliro lya IHK ekisooka ekakase oba yeyawa empapula z'eddwaliro ezo. Ekyokubiri etuwa obukakafu nti oba ddala yeyawa ripoota ey'obulamu bwavunaanibwa n'okutuwa byonna ebyetaagisa. Era nze kenyini nagitwala ewa mukama wange n'agiteekako omukono era n'engitwala ku ddwaliro lya IHK era ne bagiteekako stamp nti bagifunye.
a response was provided and the hospital administration called me to go and collect it. I picked it and it was filed.
Era oluvannyuma lw'ennaku okuyitawo nayitibwa ogenda ku ddwaliro okunona okuddamu kwabwe era nenkufuna nenkuteeka ku fayiro.
How can you identify the letter that you say you authored for the signature of your supervisor and the response from IHK.
My Lord, the letter I drafted is dated 9th April 2026. It contains the signature of my supervisor and I also know the contents which were in it.
Ebbaluwa gye nawandiika nsobola kugimanya nti eriko ennaku z'omwezi nga mwenda.
Same supervisor?
Yes.
The name?
Detective Senior Superintendent of Police.
Detective?
I beg your pardon. Detective Senior Commissioner of Police, Chelimo Biata.
Ebbaluwa eyo nsobola kugimanyira ku nnaku z'omwezi nga mwenda omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026 era ng'eriko omukono gwa mukama wange Detective Senior Commissioner of Police Chelimo era nga mmanyi n'ebigirimu.
My Lord, I pray for PID 6. Do you recognize the document?
Yes, my Lord.
How?
I recognize it by the date.
What is it? What is it, in other words?
My Lord, this is a request for information to support investigations via Ggaba CRB 026 Foco 2026. It's dated 9th April.
James, we are writing. Just mind that speed. Just keep in your mind that you are writing your own words. So, by the Ggaba CRB
026 2026. It's dated 9th April 2026.
And the author?
The author is Senior Commissioner of Police, Chelimo Biata.
Ekyenkutte kyekiwandiiko ekyali kisaba obuyambi bwonna okuyamba ku kunoonyereza ku Ggaba CRB namba 026 omwaka 2026 ng'era eriko ennaku z'omwezi nga mwenda omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026 ng'era yawandiikibwa Senior Commissioner Police Biata.
My Lord, I pray that PID 6 be admitted as an exhibit.
Yes, Miss Sarah.
My Lord, we have no objection.
Okay, a request letter that was written to the hospital administrator, CCare, International Hospital, Kampala, and it was dated 9th of April 2026 and authored by SCP Chelimo Beata, which was formally marked for identification as PEID. 6 is admitted as a prosecution exhibit and is now marked PEX8C.
Most obliged. James, did you play any other role?
Yes, my lord. My lord,
Proceed.
prior to this request, I had earlier on also drafted some requests still for a signature of my supervisor, Senior Commissioner of Police, Chelimo Beata. And one among those requests
Yes.
was addressed to the Chief of Citizenship and Immigration Control, Ministry of Internal Affairs. Among the
Internal Affairs.
Yes, my lord. Among the issues we requested them to assist us with, avail information was, one of them was the travel history of the accused. We also requested to find out if the accused has a Ugandan passport, among others.
What followed after drafting the said
Have
request?
interpretation.
Nagenda mu maaso ne mbagira mukama wange ebbaluwa okuteekako omukono gwe ngeno yali agiwandiikira akulira ku by'obutuuze n'amawanga amalala ng'era obuyambi bwe twali tusaba mwe muli okuyambibwa okutegeezebwa ku byafaayo by'entambula y'omwami Okero avunaanibwa. Ekyokubiri okututegeeza oba avunaanibwa alina pasipoti y'obwannayuganda nga mutwalidde ebirala.
What followed after you drafted the said request for your supervisor's signature?
My lord, I took the letter for signing. And after,
Was it signed?
yes, it was signed in my presence, my lord.
Signed by?
Senior Commissioner of Police, Chelimo Beata.
What followed?
I delivered the letter to Immigration.
Yes.
And a response was availed.
Yes.
Ebbaluwa nagitwalira mukama wange ogiteekako omukono era nagiteekako omukono mu maaso gange nengenda mu maaso nengitwala ku kitongole ekivunaanyizibwa ku bantu abayingira n'okufuluma eggwanga era nenziramu newandiikibwa.
I went and picked the response, and the response was put in the case file, my lord.
Era nagenda nenzigyayo ebbaluwa eyaddibwamu era nengiteeka ku fayiro y'omusango.
Before you made this request to Internal Affairs, had you investigated by any other source the travel history of the accused person?
Yes, my lord. By the time I drafted this request, We had already recovered the passports of the accused.
Had you established anything from his passports?
Yes, my lord. We established that as far as
Talk about yourself.
myself, I established through his passport that the accused had moved in and out of the country.
How did you establish that?
My lord, I checked through his passport and I was able to see the entry and the exit stamps.
Yes.
Let's have interpretation.
budde we nabagira ebbaluwa nali maze okukizuula nali maze okuzuula pasipoti z'avunaanibwa era ng'okuyita mu kuzisomamu nali nkizudde nti avunaanibwa yali afulumyeko eggwanga era n'okudda era n'enkizuula nga mpita mu kukeberera pasipoti ezo nga neekebejja okulaba stampu eziteekebwako ng'ofuluma eggwanga ne stampu eziteekebwako ng'okomyewo mu ggwanga.
Okay. What did you specifically focus on
My lord,
in examining his passport?
in examining this passport, I particularly picked an entry stamp at Entebbe Airport which showed that the accused entered Uganda on 1st of November 2025.
Are you in position to identify that for court in the passport that you are referring to?
Yes, my lord.
My Lord, I pray for exhibit.
Okay, we are giving you both A and B, 11A and B, so that you pick what you
Most
want.
obliged. 11A and B.
Mukwekebejja pasipoti zino okusingira ddala neekebejja ne neetegereza stampu nga avunaanibwa ayingira eggwanga Uganda ng'ayita ku kisaawe ky'Entebbe eyali eraga nti avunaanibwa yayingira mu ggwanga lya Uganda nga 1 omwezi ogw'Ekkumi mwaka 2025.
My lord, when you
In which passport?
passport number A,
Give us the exhibit number.
Exhibit number.
PX11A.
Yes. What did you observe? PX11A.
On this passport is where I observe an entry stamp dated 1st of November 2025 at Entebbe Airport.
In the passport
Does it have a
gyenkubye
page?
Sorry, my Lord.
Does it have a page?
Does it have a page?
Yes, my lord, it should be page 8.
No, look at it and
Page
before.
8. You first, just hold on. Oh, yes. Which page?
My lord, it's in page 8.
Page 8, okay. You may return that page to the court and the other passport officer.
Passport eno eyalambibwa ekizibiti ky'oludda olwabi eky'ekkumi n'ekimu ku peegi ey'omunaana endaba nti
The page, you don't close the page for court.
kuli stampu eyingira mu ggwanga eriko ennaku z'omwezi lumu omwezi gw'ekkumi n'ogumu omwaka 2025 ku kisaawe ky'Entebbe ky'ennyonyi Entebbe.
We can proceed.
Back to your request to immigration and the response. Look at the documents and tell court if you recognize them.
Yes, my lord, I recognize this document
Yes.
as being the request that I drafted.
Signed by
Senior Commissioner of Police, Chelimo Biata.
dated when?
7th of April, 2026.
Kino ekiwandiiko
Addressed to? Sorry, mine.
Director, Citizenship and Immigration Control, Ministry of Internal Affairs.
Subject?
Request for information to support investigations Vaid Kabalagala, CRB 026/2026.
Interpretation?
ekiwandiiko kino kyenkutte nkitegeera era kyennabaga nentwalira mukama wange senior commissioner owa poliisi byatanga era kiriko ennaku z'omwezi nga 7 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026 nga bakiwandiikira director akola ku byabatuuze ne ku nsonga z'omunda mu ggwanga nga kisaba okuwa obuyambi kunoonyereza ku file CRB Kabaga CRB 26 omwaka 2026.
What did you specifically request for in that letter?
My Lord, in this letter, we specifically requested for the travel history of Onyom Christopher Okello, a holder of United States of America passport, number.
You don't have to read the number of the passport. We already have them exhibited in court.
Now, in this request, you described the CRB as Kabalagala, and in your previous testimony, you've been reporting it as Ggaba.
My Lord, the CRB on this request is Ggaba, not Kabalagala.
No, no. In the letter, what is there? I just want you to explain why the letter reads the way it is, yet we are dealing with Ggaba. CRB.
How does the letter read?
Request for information.
What is the reference? Just go to the reference.
That is the reference, my Lord.
Case reference, please. Case reference. CRB.
The CRB is Ggaba CRB.
No, what is there? Is it Kabalagala or Ggaba? Because
It is Ggaba.
I heard you speaking Kabalagala.
Actually, he read Kabalagala.
Yes.
Sorry.
So what is there?
It is Ggaba.
Okay.
Reply.
Yes, my Lord. We received a communication from immigration that the reply was ready.
Yes.
And
What is the reply dated?
Yes, my Lord.
Dated when?
7th of April, 2026.
By who?
The author is J.B. Campbell,
Yes.
Acting Chief of Immigration, Chief of Citizenship, I beg your pardon, Acting Chief of Citizenship and Immigration Control.
Interpretation, please.
Mu kusaba okwo twasaba director akola ku butuuze okufuluma eggwanga n'okuyingira bikwasa ku kuyingira eggwanga okututegeeza ku byafaayo bya kutambula kwa Onyom Christopher Okello eyali alina passport ya USA era enamba tugimuwa. Era bwe twamaliriza twaweebwa okuddibwamu ng'ekwaliko ng'ennaku z'omwezi 7 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026 ng'era okuddamu kwali kuwandiikiddwa J.B. Campbell eyali akolanga acting chief akola ku by'okuyingira n'okufuluma eggwanga.
James, did the reply provide you the information that you needed?
Yes, my Lord.
What information did you get from the reply?
My Lord, the information we got from the reply indicates...
We want to put in the content before we admit the letter.
My Lord, first I pray to have the request letter and the reply admitted as exhibit, my Lord.
No objection.
May I please understand what's the attachment? Where is it coming from?
My Lord, the attachments accompanying the reply,
Okay.
they are showing his travel history. There is a part of it where accused.
Okay, it's okay, I've seen.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the request that was written by SCP Chelimo Beata is dated 7th April 2026 is admitted as a prosecution exhibit and it is marked PEX 13A, while the response, which was also dated the same day 7th April and authored by GB Kambere, together with its attachments, are collectively marked PEX 13B.
Most obliged, my Lord. May I pray for 13A and B?
Okusaba okwawandiikibwa SCP erimu okudinda ennaku z'omwezi nga 7 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026 kukkiriziddwa ng'ekizibiti ky'oludda olwabi era ne kulambibwa ng'ekizibiti ky'oludda olwabi ekye-13A era n'okuddamu ne biwandiiko ebirala ebiriko ebyawandiikibwa JB Kambere era nabyo nga biriko ennaku z'omwezi nga 7 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026 bikkiriziddwa ng'ekizibiti ky'oludda olwabi era nabyo ne birambibwa ng'ekizibiti ky'oludda olwabi namba 13B.
From the reply, were you in position to ascertain his last travel history? Accused his last travel history?
Yes, my lord.
Please proceed.
From the reply,
provide an answer.
yes, the accused, his last travel history was on 28th of January this year, when he crossed from Uganda to Kenya via Busia border. And he made a return journey on the 9th of February.
Okay, he went on 28th January 2026 and returned
on 9th of February 2026.
Via what border point?
Via Busia still.
Ti bonziramu gye nafuna nakizuula nti avunaanibwa okusinziira ku ntambula ze yasemba okutambula ng'ennaku z'omwezi 28 omwezi ogwa January omwaka 2026 ng'asala okuva mu Uganda okudda e Kenya nga yayita ku boda ya Busia, era mu kudda yayita era ku boda ya Busia ng'ennaku z'omwezi 9 omwezi ogwokubiri omwaka 2026.
Okay, James, let's try to wind up. Did you do any other thing other than those?
Yes, my lord. I made one more request, still for the signature of my supervisor.
Give us the name.
Senior Commissioner of Police, Chelimo Biata. This request was addressed to Chief Licensing Officer, Ministry of Works and Transport,
For which purpose?
The purpose was to ask for information relating to as to whether the accused person has a valid Ugandan driving permit and any other information.
Why did you ask for this information?
My lord, because during our investigations, we established that accused had hired a vehicle and driven it himself all the way from Chanja to the daycare a day before, second, when he committed the offense.
Interpret.
Ekirala kye nakola era nabaga ebbaluwa mukama wange nagitwala mukama wange ogisako omukono mukama wange SCP Chelimo Biata nga bagiwandiikira omukulu akola ku Ministry of Works by'entambula ng'era twali tusaba okutuwa ku bikwata ku driving permit n'ebirala ng'era kino twakikola olw'okuba nti mu kunoonyereza twali tukizudde nti avunaanibwa yali apangisizza emmotoka ne yeevuga okuva ekyanja okutuuka ku Dekkeya ewaddiza omusango nga 2 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026.
Did you get any response?
Yes, my lord. We got the response from the chief licensing officer that the accused had only been given a learner's permit, which at the time of request had expired.
Learner's permit, which the time expired.
Which at the time of request.
Yes, had expired.
How are you in position to identify the said request and reply you got?
Yes, my lord, I can be able to identify it by its content, the date of drafting, and the signature of Senior Commissioner of Police Chelimo Biata, who signed it in my presence.
Nafuna okuddibwamu okuva omuko agaba pamiti z'okuvuga ng'etegeeza nti avunaanibwa yali yafuna pamiti ey'abayiga ng'era we twasabira pamiti eyo yali eweddeko oba yali yaggwako.
You recognize the document? Please tell court what it is.
Yes, my lord. The document is a request letter
Dated
7th of April 2026
by
Senior Commissioner of Police Chelimo Biata. Subject request for information to support investigations via the Ggaba CRB 026/2026. Addressed to the Chief Licensing Officer, Ministry of Works and Transport.
When is the reply dated?
The reply is dated 14th of April 2026
by
Katushabe Winston.
Katushabe
Winston.
Ebbaluwa yateekebwayo okusaba ennaku z'omwezi 7 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026 nga yawandiikibwa SCP Chelimo Biata ng'esaba okuweebwa ebinayamba mu kunoonyereza ku musango ogwa Ggaba CRB 026 kasale 226 ng'era bagiwandiikira akulira okugaba pamiti mu kitongole ekyebyentambula ng'era eno okuddibwamu kwawandikibwa ng'ennaku z'omwezi 14 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026 nga kwateekebwako omukono Katushabe Winston.
What is the position of Katushabe?
Katushabe is the Commissioner, Transport Regulation and Safety,
transport regulation
stroke,
and safety,
yes, stroke chief licensing officer.
and what information did he provide?
Mr. Mwaganya, would we first have the documents admitted?
Oh, I'm really sorry, I keep forgetting. My Lord, I pray that the documents admitted as exhibits.
No objection, my lord.
Okay, the request letter that was offered by SCP Chelimo Beata on the 7th of April 2026 and addressed to the Chief Licensing Officer, Ministry of Works and Transport is admitted and it is marked PEX 14A, and the response from the Ministry of Works authored by Mr. Katushabe Winston and dated on the 14th of April 2026 is also admitted and it is marked PEX 14B.
Baruwa y'okusaba yawandiikibwa SCP Chelimo Beata ng'ennaku z'omwezi musango gw'emwezi ogwokuna mwaka 2026 ng'eyolekera komishona w'ebyoyo enguudo n'ebyentambula ekkiriziddwa ng'ekizibiti eky'oludda olwabi era neerambibwa ng'ekizibiti eky'14A era n'okuddamu okuva mu minisitule y'ebyentambula ng'eriko ennaku z'omwezi 14 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026 naye erambiddwa ng'ekizibiti ky'oludda olwabi eky'14B.
From the reply what information was provided,
My Lord,
in summary?
from the reply, the information that was provided is that the accused had been given a learner's permit which expired before he could complete the process of acquiring a full driving license. The information also concluded or confirmed that Mr. Okello Christopher does not hold a valid driving license for Uganda.
Did you do any other thing other than that?
My Lord, yes. During the course of investigation, we recovered phones from the accused, which phones were subjected to forensic imaging
Yes.
and as a result we got some information relating to his bank accounts.
Okay, just tell court what role you played in this process.
In this process, I delegated an officer or instructed an officer by the names of Detective Inspector of Police.
We are talking about subjecting the phones for forensic imaging.
Yes, my Lord.
Are we still on that?
Before we go to what you probably want to say, how did you handle the gadgets recovered from the accused?
I beg your pardon, my Lord.
How did you participate in the process of handling the phones etc recovered from the accused?
Yes, my Lord.
What did you do?
My Lord, I gave instructions for the phones to be submitted to forensics for imaging and extraction of information that could be of evidential value to the case in matter. I mean a case in point here.
How did you give those instructions?
Those instructions, some I gave verbally and some I gave through minutes in the file.
Other than that, my Lord,
I gave instructions, like I earlier on said, to an officer by the names of Detective Inspector of Police, Mpamizo Agure.
The rank?
Detective Inspector of Police.
and the name?
Mpamizo Agure.
What were the instructions?
I instructed him to proceed to court, swear an affidavit, to secure court orders to enable us inspect and extract bank statements from the accused's bank accounts, I also told him to get a court order for purposes of obtaining a KYC, mobile money printout, call data printout of the accused's telephone number.
Ekirala kye nakola mu kunoonyereza omusango guno twazuula amasimu agaali agavunaanibwa era bwe gafunika ne ngasindika mu kitongole ekikola mu kunoonyereza ku biba bizuuliddwa binaabikozesebwa ng'ebizibiti era nawa ebiragiro eri detective inspector wa poliisi Mpamizo Agre okutwala essimu ezo mu kitongole kyekebejja ebizibiti okufuna ebisobola okutuyamba mu musango guno era nayongera nempa ebiragiro ebimu mu bigambo ebirala mu buwandiike nga nteeka mu fayiro ey'omusango guno era nayongera nendagira omusirikale Mpamizo Agre okugenda mu maaso okulayira ekirayiro asobole okuba nga agenda mu kooti afune ekiragiro ekitusobozesa okugenda okunoonyereza n'okujja ebikwata ku back account eyavunaanibwa era nagenda mu maaso ne mutegeeza afune era ekiragiro okuva mu kooti ekitukkiriza okugenda mu by'empuliziganya z'amasimu okufuna ebikwata ku ntambuza ya ssente ku masimu, enkuba y'amasimu, call data, era n'okuba
James, why did you call these investigations?
My Lord, I caused this investigation because I wanted to find out or to establish the lifestyle of the accused person we are dealing with.
agenda mu maaso okukola kino okunoonyereza kuno nga njagala okuzuula enneeyisa oba embeera za avunaanibwa ono gwe twali tunoonyerezaako.
Did you also do any other thing or give any other instructions to Mpamizo?
My Lord, also in my instructions to Mpamizo, I instructed him to take note of the call that the accused person made to a police emergency line. When he extracts the call data, he analyzes it and look for that record of that call.
Era nayongera n'endagira omwami Mpamizo okugenda mu maaso okwekebejja bw'aba afunye call data oba ebyakubwa ku simu yavunaanibwa okwetegereza essimu gye yakubira kitongole kya poliisi.
I believe that is all.
Yes, my Lord.
Thank you so much.
Lord, that's all.
And defense, how much time do you need to cross-examine the officer? I want to propose a break of about 10-15 minutes. Yes, let's come back at 5 minutes after midday.
Nena kumulamu tukomewo ng'eddakiika 5 ziyise ku ssaawa 6.
With a straw problem. James, it will take you a long time. But you see, we have covered like 2 witnesses. We have covered, you have been 3 in 1. So the time is. What is the matter? What do you say, man? I don't think that man is even sleeping. I think someone is not. He wakes up in the night and
You have to move. You have to move back 10 years.
Yes. So you're not banned from that anyway. That's not the very much you are. I will talk about my way to find a Nyirira mu kusinga kawo. Ninawezo kazi bisagara bifani. Ukuteka mutesi wash chokola vechigere chowansi. Washi kachibadde kintu kyoti Ggaba sawa ate nzirikodi njifunye Never have a joke. And of course, man, it was. Remember, you let him know that. This is a pretty boy. No. I don't know what you're offering. I was going to watch the bush. Maybe drop tumisumbuusa siwangu wabulayo eddakiika 5 kamera tewanyirisa enkopa
naye nga tugundi Nekaje chazinga nga wejeko omwana akuwa kitadde soko mugamba Ggaba nekaje obuzabuza noteeka
ebifaananyi byange mubitwala wa okumala byonna agenda kukiwako kyogamba ntiawa
nenkola ebintu byammwe ne baganda
nawe owulira kikuba kifaanana oli omusajja genakuba
kale nyingi kakati kulanikeeri
gwenkuba ekifaananyi nga tayagala si kimu okamera ekyo tebadde nkuba muteri anti byebisinza okulima mulina mulina okunsuubira asooka bikolamu bitaki
Microphone ya JBS in Sudan nnyo. Batwala obudde emyaka ya black ate wabino nokwononeka balyamu kibaire bayabitamuseebi basitegereddeyo omusajjawo naye
That is when the thing is going to be then we shall have to I think it's September. And remember that the Jews experience us who are from Sweden experience of the one, then they really see the experience. And how many were there? That's what you said. Maybe grants. But those ones you don't use the grants for projects, legal aid projects, so they're not really used. It's mostly because my with current I don't qualify. No, what of that is he made that prediction. It's been 6 years down the road, they don't receive it. Just get it. It's not right. 6 years that money has not come. Why now? When it's expiring, he has to make a statement. Because you're saying when that is ending. So those are the kind everyone of course. So the scientists, the advocates, people who are not allowed
Hello, good afternoon. Let's settle. The judge is coming now.
Case number 132 on 2026, Uganda versus Christopher Okero Onyo.
cross-examined.
Pande. Yes, my lord. Thank you for investigating this matter. It has put the whole nation in tension. Therefore, court is investigating to find out the truth. Thank you. Pande, you confirmed to court that you interacted with this person with other two police officers, including today.
Yes, my lord.
Twagerezeganya bavunaanibwa bana abasirikale abalala okulinya Atube.
You and Atube, you are his boss.
Yes, my lord.
After interacting with this suspect, he went ahead and recorded a charge at a plain statement.
Yes, my lord.
Are you aware that the information you got from him influenced his writing the plain statement from the suspect?
What's the question?
Are you aware the information you got from the suspect together with Mr. Otube influenced his recording the plain statement from the suspect?
You're saying that the information on the plain statement was influenced by the earlier conversation? Is that
Yes.
what you're saying?
Yes.
My lord, Atube is a police officer.
Afande asked
He
you.
is a detective
Afande first answer my
and
question.
an investigator. So his presence when I was interviewing the suspect, I think all I know, first of all, is lawful, and I don't think the statement he recorded was influenced in any way, if I have got counsel's question very well.
And that's the question I asked you. Was he influenced or not?
He was not influenced.
So would I be correct before taking the plain statement, he had information about the suspect already?
Atube listened to me.
Will I be correct? Tell me yes or no. Will I be correct he had information before writing the statement? But you are right.
Yes, you will be correct because he was there when I was interviewing.
Listen, the next question.
Obamutuufu okugamba nti Atube yaliriwo nga njogerezeganya n'ono avunaanibwa era nga tannakola statement. Atube yaliwo.
Afande, you said you went to his house.
Yes, my lord.
And you found no mattress.
Yes, my lord.
Will I be, it's very unusual for somebody not to have a mattress in his house. Will I say it is very unusual?
Did that come through his evidence about the mattress?
My lord, it's in his plain, it's in his statement.
You're introducing some strange evidence. It is not on the court record. So if you have to bring something and you seem to be making reference, then you first introduce that information.
Thank you, my Lord. I therefore pray that my land colleague gives him the police statement he recorded.
Omujuliza we statement ye yawandiika.
Are you there?
Yes, my Lord.
Okay, look at your last page and the last words. The second last line, the third last line of your statement. Have you seen the word no mattress?
You are talking of the last page of my statement?
It is the second last page of your statement. Then the
Second last, oh.
second last, okay, second last page.
Second last page, yes.
Then the third last line.
Yes, my Lord, I see it.
You have seen no mattress.
Yes.
Will I be right to say it's very unusual somebody to rent a house without a mattress to sleep on?
It may appear unusual,
okay,
but that is the fact or the truth I found on ground.
Okay.
Statement yange mulimu nti asanga temuli mufaliso era kiyinza okulabika ng'ekitali kya bulijjo naye ng'ekyo kyo ekituufu kye nazuula temwali mufaliso.
Afande, what is your experience in investigation? How many years have you spent in investigations?
My Lord, I have 5 years experience in investigation.
Okay.
Nina obukugu wa myaka 5 mu kunoonyereza.
In your experience and wisdom of investigations, is it usual for somebody to commit this kind of murder in broad daylight for purposes of sacrifice?
Yes, it is possible.
Is it usual?
It is possible.
Okay, how many?
Tikisoboka omuntu okuzza omusango gw'obutemu nga guno emisana ttuku.
In your 5 years of experience, how many have you come across the offenses committed in that day, broad daylight, in that nature?
My Lord, in my 5-year experience in investigation, this is the first case of this nature.
Okay,
however, there are other cases where people have been murdered that I have previously handled.
Thank you, Afande.
Mu myaka 5 yenkoledde omulimu gw'okunoonyereza guno gwe musango ogusoose okulaba omusango ogukuttibwa okw'ekika kino, naye emabega waliwo emisango emirala egiziddwa mu nkula y'emu egigenda mu maaso n'okuba nga gyolezebwa.
Funded, there are some unique documents that are on court record already. Certificate of good conduct, document from the Embassy of America saying is of normal mental status and has no criminal record. I do believe that if somebody is issued with a certificate of good conduct, he has no criminal record. Is that true?
That may appear true.
Okay.
Yes.
Omuntu okweba certificate eraga nti yeeyisa bulungi kiyinza okuba kituufu nti aba tazzangako ku musango.
Okay, you are the IO of this matter. Is that right?
I supervised the investigations.
That means you are part of the IOs.
Yes, my lord.
Okay.
Nali omu ku baanoonyeza musango guno.
Will I be right to say that there is information this person spent some month, 8 to 9 months in Butavika when he was receiving treatment?
Yes, that information is there.
Okay.
Tikituufu waliwo ekyoga nti omuntu ono yamala ebbanga mu ddwaliro e Butabika myezi 5 ku 8 ng'afuna obujjanjabi.
How long?
8 to 9 months.
Myezi 8 ku 9.
That's Butabika Mental Hospital?
Yes, my lord. Will I be right also to say that you are in possession of information that between 2016 to 2025, he had episodes of mental illness?
No, my lord. I am not in possession of such information.
Sirina kyebimanyi ekyokuba nti omuntu ono yaliko obulwadde bw'obutafu bw'omutwe oba okuba nti yalinga atabuka omutwe mu wakati wa 2016 ne 2025.
Since you are part of the investigators, did you get an opportunity to look at PF 24?
Yes, I did.
Did you read?
I read through it.
And you believe that information is not there?
The information is there, and I believe the author of the information was before this court, and he explained that report, my lord.
Therefore, fund.
Okusinziira nti nali omu ku banoonyereza mu musango guno era nga natunula ku bbaluwa okwekebejjezebwa avunaanibwa olwaleero nagisoma bulungi era n'ebyo byogera ku ebiri era nsuubira nti eyawandiika ebbaluwa eyo yajja mu kooti muno n'aginnyonnyolera.
So will I be right to say that if you read that PF20 fund, you find that information, you are in possession of the information?
The medical form is there.
Yes.
And
Upon answer the question.
Yes, the information is there.
So, I want to put it to you that it was wrong for you to say you are not aware. Let us continue.
Tikituufu ebyogerwa bya mu ebiri mu lipooti okwekebejjezebwa avunaanibwa.
Afande, in your wisdom and experience of 5 years.
Yes, my lord.
You know the importance of statements that the suspect knows the consequences of his actions. You know the importance?
Yes.
What is the question?
In his wisdom and experience, he knows the importance when the suspect says that I know the consequences of my words, my action.
Okay, let's proceed.
Afande.
Yes, my lord.
Okay. So it is very crucial in investigations.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Look at your statement again. Open where it is. You are there?
Yes, I am there.
I do believe you are familiar with your statement.
Yes, my lord.
Okay. Will I be right to say the statement that the accused told you that he knows the consequences and the results of his actions is not in your statement?
My lord.
I found the first answer the question. Will I be right to say so?
My lord, during the course of investigation,
I found the first answer the question, then I will ask for explanation. We are going there, Afande. Answer. Will I be right it's not there? Or if it is there, can you read it to court?
That particular aspect may not be in the statement.
Okay.
May not or is not?
I need to...
Afande, to be precise, I've read through your statement several times. It's not there.
My lord, that particular item is not in my statement.
Okay. Since you are I.O., there are many other statements that the accused wrote. Are you aware that that statement is still lacking in his plain charge and caution statement and other statements from other officers? Fande, say yes or no. You're not aware.
Maybe I need to read this statement and confirm, because these statements were taken by different officers.
That is true, but yes. I want to tell you that they are not there. We continue.
Okay,
but in an extrajudicial statement that he made before a magistrate, he apologized.
We haven't reached there. I will ask you about the extrajudicial statement.
Of course, you are quoting all the statements he made.
I say the charge and caution plain statement. We are going there. Okay, if you think he apologized at the time you were questioning him, did you have any proof as to his health status?
At that material time, no.
Okay.
Budde nze we namubuuliza nali sinaawo bukakafu bukwata kuvuya ku nsonga ya bulamu bwe.
You said in court here that he had a police line to call. Is it in your statement, that line?
No, it is not.
Tekiri mu statement yange nti Okello yalina line ya police gyali akuba.
Did you read his plain statement? Will I be right? It's also not there.
I read through his plain statement.
It is not there. Isn't that true? Afande, we have many other witnesses. Answer. Kindly answer.
It may be true.
So you want court to write it may be not true.
Officer, please answer the question. Does it appear in the plain statement of Mr. Okello, that issue of the police line? It's a simple question.
My Lord.
Are you aware or you are not aware? Please, you want to continue. You may not be aware.
My Lord, for now I may not be so sure whether it is there or not.
Kisekakasa saawa zino oba mu statement ya Okello mwekiri nti yalina line ya police.
Okay, Afande, will I be right to say that a knife or knives are domestic common tools at home?
Yes, you're right.
Oba mutuufu okugamba nti akambe oba obwambe ebintu ebikozesebwa ewaka ebya bulijjo.
And you also confirm that the suspect told you he has or is intending to do agriculture in Noya district.
Yes.
Oba mutuufu ogamba nti Okello yantegeeza nti yali ateekateeka okukola ebyobulimi mu disitulikiti y'Enyoya.
Afande, do you know the importance of lifting the suspect's fingerprints?
Yes, I do.
Manyi obukulu bw'okuggyako avunaanibwa ebyenkumu.
Are you aware that yesterday we were told that was not done?
Lifting the suspect's fingerprints?
Yes.
Counsel, you rephrase the question.
From what?
My Lord, I'm asking him, is he aware that somebody came here yesterday and said the suspect's fingerprints were not lifted?
They are not lifted from what?
To go and examine whether he interacted with the items they are talking about.
Specifically, which item?
My Lord, they recovered many items at the scene of crime.
And specifically?
At his home.
Okay, specifically, which item are you talking about?
My Lord, it could be the dead bodies, the children he cut, they allegedly cut, the knives, the clothes, all that they talked about.
My Lord, as far as the exhibits that were recovered at the scene is concerned, all of those exhibits were properly processed. Where lifting fingerprints was needed, it was done. Swabs were taken, and all of those exhibits were submitted to forensics for analysis, including samples from the accused person.
Kubikwatagana ku bizibiti ebyasangibwa mu kifo ewazibwa omusango byonna byagobererwa emitendera egyetaagisa era n'okutwalibwa mu bakugu abeekebejja ebizibiti era n'ebinkumu ebyali byetaagisa byabaggyibwako nga kuggyeko n'okujja kwavunaanibwa.
Afande, in your 5 years of experience plus wisdom, in case the fingerprints of the suspect were not lifted, would that be dangerous to your case?
Lifted from where, my counsel?
I'm talking about his fingerprints. I hope you know it.
My Lord, fingerprints are taken depending on whichever purpose you require them for.
I'm asking.
For example, when we arrest people and we take people into our custody, whoever enters into our custody are always fingerprinted.
Afande.
Secondly, when an offense happens and we visit scenes
Afande, I
of
will
crime,
look for that explanation from you, but first answer the question. Kindly, I will look for that explanation. I will look for that explanation. And we are going there, but answer this question. Kindly, can you answer the way I put it to you?
Can you repeat the question?
Will I be right to say, in case his fingerprints were not lifted, it is dangerous to your case, in your wisdom and experience?
You've understood the question.
Yes.
That failure to extract fingerprints or lift is detrimental to your case.
Yes.
Can you answer that question?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, we continue.
Nkimanyi bulungi nti obutajja binkumu ku muntu akwatiddwa ateeberezebwa okuzza omusango kiba kya bulabe ku musango oguba gunoonyezebwako.
Afande, are you in possession of information from the suspect that at the time of arrest he had a lot of painkillers to include diclofenac, tramadol, and that the purpose were to prevent him from feeling pain?
My Lord, during the arrest of the accused person, some drugs were recovered from his bag.
Twakwatira avunaanibwa ono waliwo amakerenda agaasangibwa mu nsawo ye.
Do you remember him or in your file telling you that the previous day he had a lot of pain?
No.
Sijjukira kuŋŋamba nti olunaku emabega yali alina obulumi bungi.
Fanda, have you prepared another eye outcome? Since you are part of it.
That is not his. It is for the prosecution.
Much obliged, my lord. Afande, since you are in possession of statements about his mental status, did you find it prudent or necessary to visit Mutabika Hospital and come up with information regarding him?
My Lord, at the onset, after the arrest of the accused...
First answer the question,
First answer
Afande.
his question, then he can give an explanation.
No, my Lord.
Sa kirondoola kugenda ku ddwaliro lya Butabika kukebera ku bikwata ku bulamu bw'avunaanibwa.
So, will I be right to say that you don't know that the justice of this case demands so?
My Lord, I am aware of that, and the accused was subsequently examined, and the medical report is on record.
Ekyo nkimanyi bulungi era avunaanibwa yeekebejjebwa era n'ebbaluwa z'abasawo kweziri ku fayiro.
Afande, I pray you look at his plain statement, if you know where it is.
The plain statement of the accused?
Yes, my Lord.
Yes.
Can you read the court the date on which you got it?
My Lord, the witness has not said that is the one that recorded the plain statement. That answer, with due respect, is inappropriate to this particular witness, my Lord.
Which answer?
I mean the question, my Lord.
The question is, he's an investigating officer. He's the one who assigned a tube to record a plain statement. I don't think it is out of place for him to tell us what is on the plain statement that he requires.
Much obliged, my Lord. Afande, are you there?
Yes, my Lord.
Can you read to court the date it was extracted?
It was made on 4th of April 2026.
Avunaanibwa yakola statement ye poliisi nga 4 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026.
And do you remember that it was taken before the doctor on 7th April 2026?
Yes, my Lord.
Era nzijjukira nti avunaanibwa yatwalibwa ow'omusawo nga 7 omwezi ogwokuna omwaka 2026.
So, will I be right to say that the time he recorded the statement and interacted with you, nobody knew his health status, especially the mental?
My Lord.
Will I be right? First answer the question, then you go.
He's addressing the court.
Much
He's
obliged.
addressing the court and you are not allowing him to answer.
Much obliged.
My Lord, in practice, not every person whom we take a statement from, that we first start by examining them to ascertain their mental status.
Okusinziira mu ngeri gye tukolamu, si buli muntu akwatibwa nti tusooka kumutwala kwekebejjebwa kola ya bwongo bwe nga tetundamugyawo statement ye.
So it is true his statement was taken before examination?
Yes, as it is.
Ekituufu avunaanibwa yaggibwako statement nga tannaba kutwalibwa kwekebejjebwa mu ddwaliro.
afterwards, did you discover that the suspect you are dealing with had sickle cell?
Yes.
Oluvannyuma nakizuula nti avunaanibwa yalina endwadde ya nalubiri.
Afande, did you read his charge and caution statement?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Will I be right to say that you came across a statement saying I returned to Uganda because I was distressed mentally and physically?
I do not recall that particular phrase.
Would you wish to go there? On page 8,
My Lord, again, I will seek for your indulgence. If I understood counsel well, is cross-examining on charge and caution statement, my Lord. He has not laid any background as to whether the witness understands is the recording officer and the extent of his involvement in that particular statement, my Lord, that requires a well-elaborate process to prove its content. My Lord, the charge and caution statement is evidence subject to formal proof and cannot be casually traversed. Not even in cross-examination, my Lord, we believe, except if it is established that the witness is the recording officer. So we object to that line of cross-examination.
My Lord, I wish to rejoin.
Sorry, you need to reply?
Yes.
Please do.
My Lord, when I was beginning to ask him questions, he categorically stated he's an IO. Two, before asking him that very question, he told me he read it. My Lord, cross-examination, you can ask any question related to the offense. It's allowed. Father, my Lord, is a police officer, and that's why that file is called police file. That is why he cannot escape that question. I pray that he answers it.
You wish to rejoin, Mr. Mwaganya?
My Lord, the mere reading of documents does not make a witness competent to comment. The procedure, my Lord, that is required is, if a witness is to be compelled to answer to a document, then the necessary background, my Lord, has to be established as to the nexus, as to the connection of the witness to the document. My Lord, the rules of cross-examination cannot dispense with the process, the legal process required to be followed in traversing charge and caution statements. In fact, my Lord, with due respect, asking this witness to answer to the content of a charge and caution statement without establishing that he is the recorder would be at most a solicitation of hearsay, my Lord. Unless it is established that it is his statement as a recorder.
Okay, there are strict rules relating to the recording of charge and caution statements and also tendering in the evidence of the charge and caution statement, especially if it leads to confessions. The said charge and caution statement, whose contents the defense seeks the witness to read the court to form part of the court record, has not been admitted on the court record. I find that reading out the contents of that statement to the court at this stage is irregular. The defense can wait for the prosecution to bring the author of the charge and caution statement, in which case they will cross-examine him, and in the event that the prosecution does not call that author, it is still within the power of the defense to have this witness called in as a defense witness in the event that this court finds a case to answer against the accused person. For that reason, let's cross-examine on other areas, but not on the confession or lack of it.
Much obliged, my lord. Afande, you said that you interacted with the suspect.
Yes, my lord.
Are you in possession of information from the suspect? The fact that while he was renting in the US, the landlord chased him because he was using substances or drugs?
No. He did not give me such information, my lord.
Yantegeezaako nti landlord bwe yali apangisa mu America nti yamugoba kuba yali alina byakozesa.
Afande, would I be right to say you never read the whole of that file?
My lord, I read this file.
File nagisoma.
Will you find it comfortable if I told you to check for that statement in that file?
You specifically point out at a document that you are interested in, because if we are going to let him read through this whole file, what time shall we leave this place? Specify the document you want him to look at.
My lord, let me leave it at that. My lord, at this point, I rest cross-examination.
Okay, thank you. Any reaction?
Yes, my lord, just on, I think, one area. The defense has asked you as to whether you included the statement in your testimony about the accused telling you the consequences of his actions, and you said it was not in your own statement. Do you get my background? Are you following me?
I have not understood you, my lord.
Okay. I'm saying you have been asked by the defense as to whether you included the phrase that the accused told you that he knew the consequences of his actions, and you said that particular phrase is not included
in your statement. Yes?
Yes, my lord.
Why is it not? Why didn't you include it in your statement?
My lord, during the course of investigation, I undertook a lot of tasks and assignments, which some of them may necessarily not be in my statement. But I took them, or I did.
Mu kiseera ekyokunoonyereza naweebwa obuvunaanyizibwa bungi obw'enjawulo era n'emukola era ebimu biyinza obutabaamu mu statement yange.
My lord, that's all.
Okay, I just want to ask him a few questions. Officer?
Yes, my lord.
Just something about the home that you visited and searched.
Yes, my lord.
On the search certificate, Exhibit 11, it is indicated as a house/room. So was it one room? Was it a big house? Help me understand.
It is one room.
Amaka ge twagenda ne tukebera yali muzigo gumu.
And is it just alone? Are there many other rooms in one enclosure?
Yes, there are many other rooms, and this particular one was the last room at the edge of the building.
Waliwo emizigo emirala mu kitundu ekyo naye nga ogw'onavunaanibwa gwe gwali kusembayo.
And where did you find the knives specifically?
The knives, some were found on the kitchen sink, kind of a sink.
Obwambe obumu bwazuulibwa ku sinki mu ffumbiro.
Others were recovered in a wardrobe.
Obulala bwazuulibwa mu wardrobe.
And there are some that were recovered in a suitcase.
Era obulala bwasangibwa mu suitcase, suitcase eterekebwamu ebintu.
Okay, Mr. Kumbuga, any questions from my asking?
No, my lord.
And none from us, my lord.
Officer, thank you so much. It's been a heavy day for you since yesterday. Thank you for testifying and thank you for doing this work. We have the next witness on the stand.
Yes, my lord.
Nsabibale nnyo funa omujulizi omulala.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
What's your name, sir?
My lord, I'm Detective Inspector Mpanizo Agre.
Detective what police?
How old are you, sir?
I'm 57 years old.
What's your religion?
I'm a Protestant by faith.
Protestant. Please go ahead and take oath.
I, Detective Inspector Mpanizo Agre, swear by the Almighty God that the evidence I'm going to give to this honorable court shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Agre, you say you're 57 years.
It's true, my lord.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a police officer.
Where are you attached?
I'm attached to Kampala Metropolitan Police Headquarters, CPS.
CPS, Kampala Metropolitan.
What role did you play in this case?
My lord, I received instructions to carry out investigation support Kabaragara Police Division. I was entrusted in two.
You're going to go at Penny's speed. You received instructions?
I received the instructions from Detective Esrite James, Divisional CID Officer, Kabaragara Police Station.
Yes.
I received these instructions after I have been sent by my CID commander, ACP Talemwa Moses.
After ebiragiro okuva ewa Detective Esrite James oluvannyuma lw'okubanga nali pitiddwa mukama wange ACP Talemwa
Moses. That was on 6th of April 2026.
walinga mukaaga mwezi ogwokuna mwaka 2026.
What instructions did you receive from James?
I received instructions to process court orders.
Nafuna ebiragiro ogenda mu maaso n'okufuna order za kooti.
Obtain call data records. Mobile money statements. KYC. In full, know your customer. And card history for a phone number 0769 58 26 20, being the phone number for a suspect by name of Onyum Christopher Okello, who was being investigated for an alleged case of murder.
Nafuna ebiragiro okufuna oda ya kooti okugenda mu maaso n'okuba nga nfuna ebikwata ku ngeri gy'eri akozesaamu engeri y'essimu ennamba y'essimu gy'eri ekozesebwamu statement za mobile money n'enkozesa y'ennamba y'essimu namba 0769582622 ng'ennamba eno yali manya ga ateebereza okuzza omusango Onyum Christopher Okello.
What other instructions?
I proceeded to
Did you receive any other instructions?
Yes, my lord. On 9th of April 2026, I received further instructions from the Divisional CID Officer Kabaragara, Esrite James, to obtain court orders for 3 bank accounts held at Stanbic Bank.
Era nawe bw'obuvunaanyizibwa obulala nga 9 omwezi gw'okuna omwaka 2026 okuba nga nfuna court order okugenda mu maaso nga nfuna kubikwata ku akawunti 3 ezaali mu Stanbic Bank.
My Lord, I proceeded in compliance with the orders or instructions issued to me, went to Makinye, Chief Magistrate Court, deponed affidavit, secured court orders for inspection and retrieving of copies of information from MTN Uganda Limited and Stanbic Bank Uganda Limited.
Era nagenda mu maaso n'okugondera ekiragiro ekyali kimpeereddwa ne ngenda mu kooti e Makindye, Chief Magistrates Court, era ne ndayira n'empaayo ebirayiro era ne nfuna order okuba nga ngenda okutunula n'okufuna kopi z'ebikwata ku kopi z'ekiragiro okugenda mu kitongole kya MTN Uganda Limited ne bank ne Stanbic Bank.
My Lord, I served the court orders to the manager, MTN Uganda Limited, and I was issued with the information that I had requested. Core data records, KYC, mobile money statement, and card history.
Nagenda mu maaso order ne nstwala ewa manager mu kitongole kya MTN.
What did you get?
I obtained core data records, mobile money statement, KYC, and card history for the number 0769 582620.
Ekiragiro kya kooti kyenafuna nagenda ne nkiwa manager wa MTN okusaba call data ebikwata ku ntambuza ya sente ku namba y'essimu
0769
eri 0769585820.
Repeat the number again.
0769 582620.
Yes.
I also served the court orders to manager Stanbic Kabaragara branch.
Era nagenda mu maaso ne ntwala ebiragiro bya kooti 3 ewa manager wa bank ya Stanbic ku ttabi ly'e Kabalagala.
And I was issued with the documents that were in the request. That is, account statements for 3 accounts, 1 UGX and 2 USD accounts.
Era nagenda mu maaso ne mpeebwa ebiwandiiko ebyali mu kusaba kwe nali ntutteyo nga byali ku akawunti eterekebwako sente eza siringi ne sente eza dola.
I was also issued with the bank account opening documents for the 3 accounts.
Era naweebwa ebiwandiiko ebyali bikwata ku kuggulawo akawunti ng'era zaali za akawunti ebiwandiiko byali bya akawunti 3.
And the accounts belonged to account name Onyum Christopher Okero.
Era amannya agaali ku ezo akawunti ge gaali Onyum Christopher Okero.
My Lord, the accounts are in a report which I prepared later.
For all of us. taking us real speed.
You will. I'm actually looking at you.
Okay, the accounts belong to Onyum Christopher Okello.
So what followed after you acquired all the required documents that you needed?
My lord, I proceeded to analyze both the telecom data from MTN and the bank documents from Stanbic Bank, as requested by Division Rosedi Kawaragara.
Nagenda mu maaso n'okwekubojja byombiri ebiwandiiko bye nali nzije mu kitongole kya MTN n'ebyo nali nzije mu banka ya Stanbic Bank Kabaragala nga bwe nali nsabiddwa.
After analysis,
I issued a report which was addressed to Director of Public Prosecutions on 17th April 2026.
Era oluvannyuma nakola alipooti gye nawandiikira aba ofiisi abakola ku buwabi bwa gavumenti nga 17 Ogwokuna 2026.
how can you identify the report that you authored?
My lord, the report was a 7-page document and I endorsed on each page of the report with my signature.
About the court orders that you talked about.
My lord, the court orders bear my signature.
Sorry?
The court orders bear my signature as a deponent.
Court orders.
Court orders.
What do you mean by court orders bearing your signature? A court order.
My lord, the court orders.
What bears your signature?
My affidavit in application for the court orders bear my signature and a copy of my warrant card ID.
Report gye nakola nsobola okugitegeera nti ya miko 7 ng'era eriko omukono gwange era nga buli mukono ateekako omukono gwange era nga n'ebirayiro bye nnakuwa okugenda okufuna oda za kooti nazo kuliko omukono gwange ne warrant card yange.
Look at the document. Do you recognize it?
My lord, this is a true document of a report that I made. It is made of 7 pages. It bears my signature on each page. It's dated 17th April 2026.
Eno ya ripoota gye nakola ya miko 7 era ku buli muko kuliko omukono gwange era nga yawandiikibwa nga nakuza omwezi 17 omwezi Ogwokuna 2026.
And it's addressed to the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions.
Era nga yali esindikibwa omuwabi wa gavumenti.
What else does your report contain?
My lord, my report contains the information.
No, not the content. Other than your report.
Other than my report, the documents in my hands have court orders secured from Makinye.
Let's go one by one. What is the first court order?
The first court order is a court order addressed to manager MTN Uganda Limited in respect of phone number 0769 58 26 20. I repeat, 0769 58 26 20. And the court order is having miscellaneous application MC
Dated when?
dated 7th day of April 2026. It has an application number MC.
Let's go into the details of that.
Let me read
Okay.
What is the court order requesting for?
The court order was requesting for call data and the mobile money records from 1st January 2026 to date.
What else?
KYC,
Mobile money records from which period?
call data and mobile money records from 1st January 2026 to date.
What else?
KYC, card history,
the next court order.
Ebiragiro bye najja ku kkooti ekisooka kyali kigenda ewa manager wa MTN ng'era kikwata ku namba y'essimu 0769585262 ng'era kyali kiriko order yali eriko yaweebwa ng'ennaku z'omwezi 7 omwezi gw'okuna omwaka 2026 ng'era etegeeza esaba nti bampe enkuba engeri enamba eno gye badde ekubisibwamu ebikwata ku ntambuza ya ssente oba mobile money okuva nga 1 omwezi ogwa January mwaka 2026 okutuusa kwolwo n'engeri enamba eyo gye badde ekozesebwamu.
Next court order.
My lord, the next court order was
My lord,
issued on 9th April 2026.
I choose the wishes to talk to us.
Please. Want to communicate anything from him?
No, my lord.
Let's proceed.
The next court order is issued by Mackinje Chief Magistrate Court in respect of account number 90300
Account number
90300 27 28 5413. Account name Onyum Christopher Okero. Addressed to manager Stanbic Bank. It was issued on the 9th day of April 2026.
Ekiragiro kya kkooti ekyokubiri kyali era kiva mu kkooti y'e Makindye nga kyali kiweebwa ku account number 900027285413 nga eri mu mannya ga Onyom Christopher Okelo nga ekiragiro kyali kiweebwa manager wa Stanbic Bank.
Did you get the bank statement?
Yes, my lord.
Ya statement ya bank najifuna.
When?
My lord, I secured the bank statement on 16th April 2026.
Bank statement hiyo najifuna nga 16 mwezi gw'okuna mwaka 2026.
Next court order.
The next court order is for account number 90300 27 28 54 56 in the names of Onyum Christopher Okero.
Kiragiro kya kkooti ekyokusatu nakifuna nga kikwata ku account number 9030272285456 ng'eri mu mannya ga Onyum Christopher Okero.
Dated.
Issued on 9th April 2026.
Ng'era ekiragiro ekyo kyaweebwa nga 9 omwezi gw'okuna omwaka 2026.
What was it requesting for?
The court order was requesting for the following: certified copies of bank statement, certified copy of bank statement from 1st June 2025 to date.
Yes.
Certified copy of specimen card signature, photographs, and detailed particulars of account holder.
Certified copy of what?
Certified copy of specimen card signature, photographs, and detailed particulars of the account holder.
Did you get the information?
More item was requested: certified copy of account opening documents, and any other relevant documents pertaining to the account holder.
Ekiragiro kino ekyokusatu kyali kisaba kopi ezikakasiddwa eza bank statement okuva nga 1 mwezi gw'omukaaga mwaka 2025 okutuusa olwo, era copies endala ezikakasiddwa ezikwata ku kaadi ne signature n'ekifaananyi n'ebikwata ku nannyini akawunti eyo, era n'ebiwandiiko ebibikakasiddwa banka ku biwandiiko ebyakozesebwa okuggulawo akawunti eno n'ebiwandiiko ebirala ebyetaagisa.
Did you retrieve the information ordered?
My lord, I retrieved the information, but there is one court order which I have not talked about.
Can you first finish what I am asking you? We shall go to that court order, please. Mr. Mpamiso. So what information did you retrieve?
My lord, I retrieved the bank statement for the 2 accounts.
When?
On 16th April 2026.
Nafuna bank statements eza account ebbiri nga 16 mwezi gw'okuna mwaka 2026.
What other court order?
My lord, I also obtained the court order for inspection of account number 903 002 728 5324 in the name of Onyum Christopher Okero.
Era nafuna ekiragiro kya kooti era nga kigenda mu banka.
It was on 9th April 2026.
tukwata ku account number 9-3-2-2-7-28-53-24 ng'eri account number eri mu mannya ga Onyom Christopher Okelo ekiragiro kyo kyaweebwa nga 9 omwezi gw'okuna omwaka 2026.
Did you retrieve the information?
Yes, my lord. I obtained statement of account, bank. The statement of account was issued on 16th April 2026.
Nafuna statement ekwata ku account eyo eyampeebwa nga 16 eyafuluma nga 16 omwezi gw'okuna omwaka 2026.
I also obtained the bank account opening documents.
Era nafuna n'ebiwandiiko ebyakozesebwa okuggulawo account
for 3 accounts.
For the 3 accounts?
Era ebiwandiiko bye nafuna eby'okuggula account byali bya account 3.
How about in respect of the court order to MTN? What did you retrieve?
My lord, I retrieved call data records, mobile money statement, KYC, and card history.
Ekiragiro kya kooti ekyaweebwa kitongole kya MTN nafunayo amasimu oba call data, amasimu agaali gakubibwa n'agayali afuna, statement ya mobile money ebikwata ku nannyini simu eno.
Where are the respective court orders and the information retrieved? Mr. Mpamiso.
The court orders are with me. They are attached to this document I'm holding.
Era ebiragiro bya kooti eyo biri ku kiwandiiko kino kyenkutte.
That document has a name.
And this document is a report of analysis on telecommunication data and bank account documents.
So you said the court orders are annexed. What else is annexed about the information that you retrieved?
My lord, the information I retrieved is also contained in this document.
No kyenkutte ya lipoota gye namala ne nteeka mu buwandiike era nga erimu bye najja mu MTN ebyampeebwa byonna n'ebyava mu banka ze statement ezava mu banka.
My Lord, I want pray to tender the analysis report on telecommunication data and bank account documents dated the 17th of April 2026, together with the listed annexures as an exhibit.
Yes, Mr. Kumbuga.
My Lord, we have no objection to the documents as far as court documents are concerned and police. However, as far as bank statements, or banker documents MTN documents, we object on the following grounds. One, the witness is not the author. He does not work with these two institutions. For us to verify the credibility and the integrity of these documents as exhibits and evidence on court record, the officers of these two documents from these institutions should come to court for cross-examination to test the truthfulness of this evidence. I therefore pray that court can only tender them as PID, but not as exhibits. I pray so.
Siwakanya kwayo biragiro ebyaweebwa kooti n'okulayira kw'omusirikale naye mpakanya bino ebyaggyibwa mu kitongole kya MTN ne statement ezaggyibwa mu banka. Ekisooka nti ono aziwaayo omujulizi si ye yaziwandiika, takola mu bitongole bino ebyogerwako ebibiri, era nga okuzuula obutuufu bw'ebiwandiiko bino kyetaaga abakozi okuva mu bitongole bino ebibiri bajje wano mu kooti okukakasa obutuufu bwabyo, pozi nga kooti ekkiriza okuba nga birabibwako kooti naye nga singa ebizibiti.
Any rejoinder, Mr. Morgan?
My Lord, we believe that the witness is competent to tender the documents in the issue. As a recipient, which documents he procured pursuant to lawful process through a court order, through court orders, my Lord. Which were made, or rather applied for by himself. Which were applied for by himself. My Lord, the documents as had and received
Documents are
as had and received by the witness are in their original form and therefore comply with the best evidence rule. So as a witness that procured, my Lord, he is competent to tender the same as a recipient. My Lord, I'm wondering if you can take additional legal basis, or it's
No,
okay, my Lord.
I'm about to pronounce myself.
Most obliged.
Okay, I have considered the objection that has been raised by the defense relating to the admissibility of the documents originating from Stanbic Bank, Kabalagala, and MTN Uganda. As for the accused, contends that the same cannot be admitted because the witness is not the author of the same. However, counsel does not object to the various court orders that led to the acquisition of those documents from MTN and Stanbic Bank. He also does not object to the report, which is an analysis of the documents he's objecting to. I find that the documents from Stanbic Bank Uganda, Kabalagala branch, and the MTN Uganda were properly obtained by the witness, and he's competent to tender in the report that analyzes them. And as a result, I admit the report together with its attachments, and I mark it PEX 15. We still have a lot with this witness, Mr. Mwaganya.
My Lord, about 20 minutes with him.
Could we stretch a little bit for about 10 minutes?
Most obliged.
And we return at 20 past 2.
Ena kumulamu tukomewo ngenda tukabira eziyise ku saa 8.